Welcome to the Z Zone, where random facts rule everything from mind blowing history to science, tech, pop culture, and the stuff you never knew you needed to know. If it's strange, surprising, or straight up unbelievable, it lives right here. Fast facts, big surprises. This is Z Zone, where curiosity never clocks out. Welcome in, welcome in. Thank you for tuning in to another episode of Everything According to Z in the Z Zone. So let's get started tonight. Let's start with historical facts. Yes, historical. Here we go. Samurai faxes. Wait, did I say samurai faxes? Yes, I did. The samurai fax. There was a 22-year window where a Japanese samurai could have theoretically sent a fax to Abraham Lincoln. You heard me correctly. There was a 22-year window where a Japanese samurai could have theoretically texted Abraham Lincoln. How is that possible? Well, the first fax machine was patented in 1843. There you have it. Here's another one for you. The guillotine in Star Wars. Wait, how does the guillotine and Star Wars go together? Well, France was still using the guillotine for execution the same year the original Star Wars was released in 1977. Yes, your pesky little French people were still using the guillotine for execution as late as 1977. Here's a fun one for you. The right of the kiss. Yes, you heard me correctly. The right of the kiss. Well, thank you to our Roman friends. In early Rome, women were required to kiss their male relatives on the mouth daily. Why, you may ask? This was not out of affection, it was out of a breath test to ensure she had not been drinking wine, which was then punishable by death. Stop right there. The Romans made their women kiss their relatives in the mouth to check to see if they had been drinking. And if they had been drinking, it was punishable by death. The right of the kiss. Mm, mm, mm. This one's a little weird, but hey, weird facts. That's all we hear, right? Cat grieving. Yes, for all you cat lovers out there, there's something called cat grieving. When a pet cat died in ancient Egyptian households, family members would shave off their eyebrows as a sign of mourning. Yes, you heard me correctly. To show that your cat had died and you was in mourning, the Egyptians would shave off their eyebrows. Those darn Egyptians. Mm, mm, mm. Okay, let's move to some science facts. Here we go. Now, me personally, this one was a nice one to know. So if they ever do time travel or space travel, if they ever get far enough in space or travel to Jupiter or Saturn, sign me up. Here's why. It's something called the diamond rain. On Jupiter and Saturn, it literally rains diamonds because the intense pressure turns atmospheric carbon into solid gems. Yes, you heard correctly. It literally rained diamonds. All right, this one is a bit odd and on the ew side, but it's called shedding skin. You lose about 30,000 to 40,000 dead skin cells every minute. Over your lifetime, you'll shed about 40 pounds of skin. Imagine having new skin every day. We get new skin, 30 to 40,000 dead skin cells every minute. This one was funny. Pinky power. Pinky power. If you lost your pinky, you would lose about 50% of your hand's strength. That's a mighty important pinky. If you lose this, you lose about 50% of your hand's strength. That's one strong pinky. Okay, here's another one. This one is going to blow your mind. But it makes sense when I read this why they say don't go head first into water from a high depth. Glass is liquid. Huh? Yes. Contrary to the myth, glass isn't a slow moving liquid. It's an atmospheric solid. It's an anamorphous solid. Anamorphous solid. Old windows are thicker in the bottom because of how they were made, not because the glass flowed. So, again, is glass liquid? Contrary to the myth, glass isn't a slow moving liquid. It's an amorphous solid. That one doesn't make sense that much either to me. But hey, we're here for weird, unreasonable, useless facts. Let's keep going. Here's some totally off the wall facts. If you care to hear them, stay around. Standard size peas. This one's funny. Standard size peas. NASA had to rename the sizes of the urinal collection devices for male astronauts from small, medium, and large. Yes, they renamed them for the astronauts. Instead of small, medium, and large, they made it large, gigantic, and humongous because no one would choose a small or medium. Ah, yes. Wallpaper dough. Play Doh. Wait, wallpaper dough? Play Doh? What's the correlation? Well, here you go. Play Doh started its life in 1930 as a wallpaper cleaner designed to remove coal soot from the walls. First your Listerine, and now your Play Doh. Mm, mm, mm. The last one for the evening. The last one. One spaghetti-o. The singular form of the word spaghetti is spaghetti-o. So there you have it. The singular form of the word spaghetti is spaghetti-o. Once again, thank you for tuning in. I'm your host, Z. Have a great evening, good night, and don't forget to like, subscribe, and follow, and turn on notifications for more of these weird random facts. Thank you. Good night.